Do we have to worry about the Dallas Cowboys? I feel like they've been building up their roster lately as if they're playing Madden, taking kind of mainstream names that a lot of people like in the draft, and obviously now trading for George Pickens and Javonte Williams, their running back now. It feels like they've just gone the whole Madden route, which almost kind of feels like the way the Ravens have built their roster up, and that obviously worked out for them. But of course, we are going to be rebuilding, if you even want to call it that, the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, their overall is only 82, but you look across the board here, this team got a lot of developable guys, right? Like, there's an argument to be made here that we only have to replace the right tackle and quarterback of this team, potentially. Of course, Jake Ferguson, he's somewhat lower overall at 80, but he's a good player. They love their, possession blocker type guys. We're probably going to end up at some point switching them out for one of those vertical types that we personally love, but whatever works. Obviously, the big story here is George Pickens being traded for a third-round pick. The Steelers flipping and, gaining third-round picks left and right with wide receivers. Steelers fans probably for a while, hey, DK Metcalf and George Pickens, pretty sick. I almost wonder if this is Rodgers oh, well, screw this. I was kind of contemplating, when George Pickens was here. Now it's Jover. I will say, with Pickens seemingly high ego, just from what I see on the field, maybe he's just insanely competitive. This is probably the best team in the world to go to for that. This team is literally considered America's team. And as much as people want to say, oh, well, that's the thing of the past, well, their viewership kind of tells otherwise. Although I think the Lions might have overtaken them last year. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But of course, looking at the offensive line, it's one of those middle-of-the-pack lines. Even when they're this kind of, novice, this new, the Cowboys are always going to seemingly have at least a decent line. A little bit better at run blocking than they are at pass blocking, which is kind of weird because their run game is kind of booty. But they had a bunch of different random names in there. Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue. Expecting one of those guys to hopefully have a decent season. Maybe both of them. Obviously, Ceedee Lamb is just one of the best wide receivers in the league. George Pickens, one of the best, rangy, not possession/spec catch type of wide receivers. They basically have 2 X wide receivers now on this team, which for Cowboys fans is probably a complete relief because they have struggled so hard to get some help for Ceedee Lamb, and they finally have it. Dak Prescott, when he's healthy, people want to clown on him because, once again, he's the quarterback for quote-unquote America's team, but he is a good quarterback. Of course, not having his best year last year before the injury, but I expect him to be pretty good when he's actually out there. Superstar dev seems maybe a little bit of a push, but whatever. We're going to let it slide because, of course, it's going to help me. Defensively now, this unit, they've shown glimpses of being an elite defense, but I know there's some injuries, but not as good last year, right? Of course, with Revel, the drafting of Revel, you almost kind of wonder if he actually stays healthy because obviously knee injuries are scary. Is he the replacement for Deron Bland? I don't know how much money this team has, but I can't imagine it's a lot, especially with George Pickens now on the team. But Deron Bland's contract is coming up. Are they going to be able to pay him? I have no idea. Ezuraku, we're going to have him starting at left end, of course. I'm not sure if he actually is 23. I'm pretty sure he is, though, which would disgust me. But if he is younger, God forbid older, we'll change that age to reflect that. Of course, I kind of skipped over Tyler Booker, a guy they definitely reached a little bit on, but it's the freaking Dallas Cowboys and their offensive linemen. I am not going to deny them. They just know. They know about the offensive line. This is a team that knows about offensive lineman play, so I'm not going to argue against it. I think really the weakest part of this team, besides the defensive tackles, sorta, is definitely the linebackers. We're going to have to put a lot of focus on them. Safeties, they're okay, but safeties, linebacker are probably going to be the 2 positions we work on the most, whereas offense, like I said, is pretty much complete. We also have an upgrade point for Dak Prescott here, and we haven't even done the training camp, so he could be an 86 overall by the end of this, which would be really helpful to keeping him around as long as possible. He's 31 years old. Things are not looking great. And also, for anyone that has been kind of, paying attention to our relocation franchise, I don't know if we're going to hit 500 likes, but if we are, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that video up today. If I don't, we'll just do 2 tomorrow. Simply put. the numbers have been a little weird. It almost is at 490, and then it dropped to 460. I think someone was being sneaky and doing second accounts, which crazy dedication, respect, honestly. But I think they removed those likes, if I'm not mistaken. But also, in general, if you guys end up enjoying this video, maybe leave a like, subscribe for new, and let me know in the comment section below which team you would like to see next. We still have to do a Jaguars rebuild for Travis Hunter, even though we technically have, but we haven't done it with the crazy trade-up value or trade loss, if you're talking about the Jaguars. See how that kind of works out. But yeah, let's get into this rebuild. I think because it's the Cowboys and because in Madden they do usually pretty well, we win a Super Bowl, that's it. If we win, as long as it's at least year 2 or 3. If it's year 1, we'll do 2 more seasons. But we'll do a 3-year rebuild at least, but I think that's it. If we win a Super Bowl before then, it's GG, I think. But knowing my luck, we'll probably not even win one in 5 seasons. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys jumped the gun a little bit too much. Jalen Tolbert is apparently a superstar. I imagine things are going to get pretty bad here. Doesn't Odigizua actually have a contract? So this team has $11 million, and that doesn't even factor in the actual, I believe, real-life contract of Odigizua. He has a 4-year 80. We're cooked. I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jover. This has not been as good of a season as it could have been, as we are barely in the playoffs at 10-7, as the 6th seed. The Giants are a seed higher than us. The Rams sneaking in at 7. 10-7. Not a great year, believe it or not. Not a great year at all. I was expecting 12, maybe 13 wins. Instead, we go 10-7, barely sneaking in. Dak Prescott, 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns, 16 picks. Maybe could have had a scheme change. Don't know why Dak's getting so many rushing numbers in this scheme, but he is. Javonte Williams, I mean, the fact that our 2 running backs combined didn't even put up 1,000 yards, not the best work I've seen. Pickens, though, really good year as a Cowboy. Lamb, you got to share with him, I guess. Not bad. Tolbert, pretty good. Ferguson, really good. So the receivers, they definitely did not struggle. Left tackle, Tyler Guyton, well, he struggled. Okay, let's just call it how it is. Pass rush, obviously Micah Parsons going to be goated as a Rocky. I mean, 5.5 sacks is pretty good for a rookie. Odigizua, 16 tackles for loss. Could actually go to superstar. Doubt it, but could. And then Mozzie Smith basically didn't exist. He got some tackles for loss in there. Interceptions, Deron Bland and Luafau, 6 and 5. We'll take that. Revel 3 in the slot. Diggs at 3, not bad. Aubrey, amazing year kicking. Brian Anger, really good year punting. So not the most elite season I've ever seen, but also some of the guys, they did put up some numbers. So we'll take it. Dak at number 10 for MVP. Any award wins for us. Defensive Rookie of the Year, yeah, Luafau. He's very, very good. You could argue, oh, he doesn't deserve it. Technically not a rookie. Well, many times we've been scammed, lost a Rookie of the Year award win. Deron Bland, nice. Aubrey, nice. Because, the person wasn't a rookie. But we let it slide. We let it fly. And we're going to obviously let it fly when it benefits us as well. As we're going to be on the road taking on bitter rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, going to the end of the game. It's a little hazy. Not quite raining, but a little hazy. And yeah, looking at the Eagles logo in the middle there, I'm starting to realize, yeah, we really did make those logos a little too big in the middle of the field for our relocation. I think it looks pretty cool, though. It's a little distracting. Which, speaking of distracting, I am insanely distracted as we have made a crazy comeback here, as the Eagles will not let us just walk away with a win, and Dak Prescott has potentially thrown this game away. 4th and 1. If you don't get the stop, it's over. Can somebody please ban the tush push real quick? Because this would be a pretty tough situation in real life, although they're seemingly going to go for it, running the ball regularly anyways. And Jalen Hurts tried to escape. We did not allow him to, and a field goal will tie it for us. If this was real life, we would have been absolutely screwed. And it seems like we might be screwed anyways. The team's going backwards. I don't know if these Cowboys realize that they got to go forward if they want to try to win this game. I know, it's crazy to think, but it's true. And can't even throw the... Damn, son! It honestly baffles me every time we do our relocation franchise that we actually put up like yards and numbers, because these are the sliders we're on at this point of the year. He actually has a chance, and he overthrows him. Dak freaking Prescott overthrew Pickens for the freaking first down that might have saved this game. Nobody denied anything. Dak Prescott is going to be denied entry back into the Cowboys practice facility this offseason. Are you serious? Like, I get we back up pretty far, but I mean, you've seen the way the offensive line is playing. I can't trust it. Okay, we are backing. Bro, why do I do this? I mean, the drop stops at the 3-yard line, and I'm basically onto, like, the divisional round. I basically walk to the end zone of the divisional round team. Like, please, brother. I'm not helping the case, but, I mean, I suppose. I don't think stepping back 7 yards is going to make the throw off by 2. I think there's just a Dak Prescott miss. Damn Dak Prescott. That was a crazy one. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. 28-25. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. I mean, equal performance. Just Dak didn't have as many yards per attempt, which for Jalen Hurts is kind of crazy to think about. It's the thing, though. Like, I'm a very big defender of hard to say how good Jalen Hurts is because of the team around him. Can I judge him higher than someone else? But I'm also a big believer in if he had to do it, he could do it. So you know what I mean? So it's like I can't exactly say he's better than so many quarterbacks because he doesn't have to do it. But I also think if he had to, he would. So it's like I guess I do think he's that good. It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird situation, all right? Because it's like I need to see it, sort of, because he has that Super Bowl where he just killed it. Even though he lost, but he beat Mahomes, like, by a lot, technically, in skill. But I also, like, don't get to see it consistently because, you know, he's got a really good team around him. So it's like, I don't know, dude, I'm conflicted. He's good no matter what. But the Giants almost won a Super Bowl here. That would have, like, just destroyed this rebuild. I don't even know how you proceed from there. But looking at the DevOps, we see Jake Ferguson, 82 overall. Kind of disappointed that he only went 1 overall up after going superstar. And then Pickens doesn't go up in dev at all. Still obviously really, really good, but felt like he was going to go to superstar. Didn't, unfortunately. I mean, Jalen Tolbert's a superstar. I don't know what else you want from me. Defensively, Luafau, that is a season. Superstar development trade. I almost didn't start him because, honestly, he didn't look great in real life. But I was like, rookie. Clark didn't really necessarily look great either. I'm going to start the rookie, and man, was that a decision. A very good one, mind you. Everyone else, Bland, dev up, massive, huge dev up, assuming we can actually afford him. But if we can afford him, that is a massive dev up for the long haul. Yeah, Dak, just stop regressing, please. Thank you very much. Although at the same time, we might have to replace Dak if we ever want a chance to truly be elite. Those mid-80s just doesn't really work out. I feel like I almost have to get my QB to 90, otherwise I just don't win a Super Bowl. Which isn't true, because we've won year 1 Super Bowls before with teams with bad QBs, but it just feels like that more consistently than not. As far as our salary cap, available salary cap goes, basically enough to get rookies, and that's it. So we'll see what kind of guys we can get rid of, because we're going to need to, but this is going to be one of those cap casualty situations. We really need Dak's money to go down. You know what? Screw it. I've changed my tune. Dak, retire, please. And, of course, for Tyler Smith, absolutely doing a 5th-year option because that might save us a little bit of money. I mean, that's basically saving us like $13 million. Because no matter what, he's a 90-plus overall. He's going to cost a lot. Does have that green interest, so you're kind of risking like the chance that he loses that. But, yeah, saving some money now to maybe roll that over a little bit for the future. Definitely a good decision, I think. Looking at free agency, Bobby Wagner would be a great pickup for a 1-year situation to improve this linebacker unit. I'm not even ruling it out either. Definitely not ruling it out. But, yeah, other than that, man, Nakobe Dean, too. He's so cheap, dude. These linebackers, specifically, they are not asking for a whole lot of money here. $5 million per year for Nakobe Dean. That's basically like 2 years of Nakobe Dean for 1 year of Bobby Wagner, which Bobby Wagner is that guy. He could push this team over the edge like that. So we're going to evaluate our situation, see if we can also save some money somewhere. I don't really know if I want to sign new players to more than 1 year. We'll see. This is, you know, these offseason rebuilds is where it kind of gets a little messy. Oh, man, we got to pay Pickens, dude. Because, like, the years are all messed up, right? Like, a lot of these playoff-level teams are competing with their own salaries, their own salary cap, year to year. So when the numbers get messed up, they add new names based on new money, but we have old money we're dealing with. You know, things get real messy. I mean, you can see here, we have no outs. So if I'm signing anyone, it's a 1-year deal. And since it's a 1-year deal and Nakobe Dean's value is going to increase, I'm going to go Bobby Wagner, I think. He could be one of those guys that just turns this team into a Super Bowl champion. Like 85 overall middle linebacker at our weakest position. Yeah, I'm going to do it. All right, we're in the draft, and I'll be straight up with you. No matter who is sitting there at 21, we have no choice but to trade down because that third-round pick we lost, and then I think we're actually missing a first-round pick in general, or a fourth-round pick in general, excuse me. So we're going to have to trade down to get what we need. We need an O-line, we need a DT, we need a linebacker. We could use both safeties. So I think the plan would be to trade 21 down to 20-ish or maybe even 30 because we already have 20-ish, and then hopefully a safety sitting there in the second round. And then we use this trade value to maybe get some of the things we're missing, a linebacker, which we don't even technically need, right, because we have Overshown. But he's a 79 overall normal, is like 25, 26 now, I believe, already. So yeah, you can kind of see where maybe not worth keeping him around. We do get a little bit of value. I mean, this is a massive trade down. If we actually do try to trade down to the second round where we're talking, this is a good trade, right? I'll take this 33 and 65. I get 65, which is that's a lineman. That's a lineman straight up. And it's only 10 spots. It's not the worst. So we're gonna move to 1. I mean, it is kind of conflicting to maybe go for that safety anyways right here, but I think I'm gonna go down to the end of the second as well. The problem with that is I'm not gonna be able to get that trade up, right? You see the Niners here. It's a good trade up for us, or trade down, but we're not going to get that high third, so we're going to have to try to make this a manual one, I think. So we do everything we can to push this very lucrative trade for us to the Chiefs. Donovan Wilson, Sanborn, second, sixth this year with a 6th and 7th next year to get 64 this year, 71 this year, 96 this year, and a third next year from the Chiefs. I mean, we have almost unlimited trade potential now. I will say, though, we're going to slow some this because we obviously have some ammo to trade up if we really, really want to. Which I probably do, right? And there's a couple of safeties, so I don't even know who I want the most, but I think really just any of these three because they have a little bit of speed: Hardwick, Smith, and Johnson. If we're down to just one to trade up. All right, so there is maybe a case to be made that we can get 2 safeties. We might be able to fix our safety room in general. This is the guy I wanted the most anyways, Dylan Smith. Because of the speed, I can't tell you why. I just feel he's normal dev, but we'll see. Top 10 true. Yes, he is normal dev, but that's a really good player. That's a 74 overall minimum. Likely a 75, 76, but probably 74, 75. And then honestly, I think you trade up for the other guy as well. I wasn't going to, but we actually had such a good trade down sesh that I think I have to. Alton Johnson looks pretty good. We can just completely fix our safety room right here, right now. We're going to go to the Ravens, and even then, we'll have some players and still some options left. We're going to have those extra third-round picks and whatnot, so we're going to make this move up. So we have 65, 71, 96, and a third next year. I don't know if this fifth's enough, but hopefully it is. We trade 2 fifths and the second, of course, and then Clark to move to 54. The Ravens actually definitely won that trade, I would argue. But with this pick, we are going to be taking the other... What about Glenn? I don't even know who this is, but I'm going to take the other safety. Why are there so many good corners still here? You see this every once in a while, but of course, whenever I need a corner, all the good ones are gone. That Glenn guy is very intriguing to play free safety, I can't lie. Something tells me he is goated, but I also think the other safety is pretty good. If I would have noticed Glenn, I would have actually not taken the guy we just took, and would just take Glenn and Johnson, but Johnson, I think, is a solid player, so we're going to go Johnson, 28 true, hidden dev, great decision there. We'll see if we regret the free safety. I don't think I can take that corner, Glenn, here, even if he's here, which he might be. It is not Glenn, it's Green. With this pick, do we take the defensive tackle? I mean, we also need Graham. Do you not play it safe and just be like, okay, well, there's a lot of them, so we just wait? I think we go Klein or McDonald because they're both 6'5". We need a right tackle. Klein's a little iffy. McDonald looks better, in my opinion. Although I don't love the fact that he's kind of spread out a little bit. I'm still taking McDonald. Please be hidden. That's all I ask. 15 true. Yes, that's all I need. O-line is completely secured. Nice. And am I a crazy person to go for Jones over Bradshaw? Bradshaw's got the 1, but the speed from Tony Jones, man. I'm gonna go Tony Jones. This is crazy. 51 true talent. Yep, it really is crazy. Damn, dude. We'll see what the other guy looks like. Maybe I sold. We traded quite a bit to move up to this Seattle Seahawks spot, as we're going to be taking a linebacker, which honestly kind of finishes the roster. I had running back on the list because we could technically upgrade there, but I think we're going to take Devontae Graham, who I don't love the speed of, but he's a round 1 guy. I've got to take him. 14 true, and yeah, as always, they're almost always normal, these outside linebackers, I swear. Either way, even with a couple of normals in there, I think we landed some pretty good players. Did we sell on Bradshaw? Probably. We're about to find out. All right, let's take a look at this draft. 76 for the strong safety, 74 for the other safety, 75 for McDonald, a little bit higher than I would have thought, actually. Jones, 73, that's fine. Graham, 75, that's fine. But let's take a look at Dylan Smith, obviously a normal dev. Going to be playing our strong safety position. Huge safety. Good run support guy, and thankfully not a run support guy, though. Hybrid is by far the best, in my opinion, for safeties. Johnson, he'll be playing our free safety spot. Also a hybrid player, obviously hidden development trade. Bit better in the man coverage. We landed both safeties. I mean, obviously Smith isn't hidden, but I think we've landed 2 starting safeties, right? Superstar, there you go. Obviously for sure for him. And then, of course, we have McDonald. We'll take a look at his dev as well, since we're going to be putting him at tackle regardless. Very good pass blocker. Solid-looking right tackle. Probably drops to a 73, but that's fine for a youngster. He's got potential. And then, of course, we have the defensive tackle, Tony Jones. I believed in him, and he does have an insane finesse move. He is a very good player. If Bradshaw is normal dev, I can't be mad with what we've taken, but obviously that's the problem. Bradshaw very well could be star development trait. And then Graham, definitely not great in coverage, but I fell for the round 1, okay? I had no choice. Plus, it was him or another outside linebacker anyways. Probably both of them would be normal. Also, I almost completely skipped over this guy. 97 speed quarterback. Damn, son. Would juke move? I mean, you got to assume X Factor. Whether he is or not, it doesn't really matter because he's not on our team. But, yeah, that guy's probably going to be winning some awards soon. Here's Bradshaw, 73 overall. No, normal development trade. Okay, so, yeah, we made the right call. Yeah, round 1 is just a lie, huh? It's just a straight-up lie. And then was Barlow the guy? He's also normal anyways, but the other guy, I think he was. So we were screwed at normal dev for those positions anyways, but we actually ended up with the higher overalls, so we made the right call. Although one of the other DT might have been hidden, who knows, but still. Between the two we were, going for each time, we actually made the right call. All right, Season 2, we got a couple of upgrade points from the training camp as well. So Dak is going to be an 87 overall, so he's keeping up with the regression a little bit. Looking at, the offensive line, they're all pretty much in the 80s now, and they're only going to get better from there. Ferguson, maybe the tight end position is something we focus on. We got to try to keep this team intact as much as possible. There's certain positions you just can't lose, right? Edge rush, wide receiver, quarterback, running back. If we have to lose Deron Bland, I suppose we will, because Revel, I guess, can be a corner too, but I'd prefer not to. So we'll see how that goes going forward with these re-signings, but I can't imagine this team's going to have a lot of money, but I still expect great things. We have $67 million. The problem is you have Micah Parsons, Deron Bland, Jake Ferguson, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert on the list. So Pickens I can't lose, because, half the reason of doing this rebuild is George Pickens. Definitely not the full reason, because, want to get the rookie class rebuilt anyways. Pickens, $17 million per. It seems a little low, but, I think that's fine here. I think Ferguson and Tolbert are guaranteed to be gone, though. Can't lose Parsons. We've talked about this. Edge rush is one of those positions you just can't lose. We do a 5-year deal. We're at $23 million remaining, and we still have Deron Bland at $15 per. Of all the players to lose, it would not be Deron Bland. So, we're going to manage it. We're at $9 million left, and maybe next season there's some guys you can get rid of, but we are losing a superstar Tolbert and a superstar Ferguson, but we kind of talked about potentially losing Ferguson for, a more vertical threat guy anyways. Obviously, everyone else is gone. Aubrey almost always hits free agency. I'm not going to spend our remaining 9 on a kicker, no matter how good he is. So, this is not as bad as it could have been. You see those names on there. The fact that we were able to get those big 3 names, I think, is pretty spectacular. We got lucky. And we honestly are pretty lucky that the division was sort of terrible. We end up going 10-7 as well, again, which is super clutch, mind you. But the Giants and Eagles both missed the playoffs. Giants were holding the division for almost the entire season after week 6, I think. But look at the NFC North with 3 teams making it. But yeah, we clutched up. We were not looking so great. Chances of making the playoffs are not looking so great. And then clutching up. You see 2 losses, you win 1, you lose 1, you win 1, you lose 1, and then you win 3 in a row right at the end. Sort of an easy-ish finish of the season. I mean, I suppose not really. Bears and Commanders are maybe a little scary. But looking at the numbers, Dak Prescott, 33 touchdowns, 10 picks, 4,300 yards. Those are pretty good numbers. Javonte Williams, under 4 yards per carry, but over 1,000 yards with 16 touchdowns. So he definitely played a lot better than last year. Lamb, yards are great. Touchdowns, not so much. Pickens, yards are great. Touchdowns are also great. Ferguson's an X-factor, but he's gone. Tolbert, not a great season. Gone regardless. Guyton gave up one less sack. It's still not my favorite thing to see. And then, of course, we see the defense as a Raku. Please. 12.5 sacks. Go to Superstar. Parsons, 15. Great numbers. DT's not the best. Jones, a lot of tackles were lost. Maybe Rookie of the Year. Highly doubt it, though. A couple of picks for those DBs, including rookie Dylan Smith. A lot of tackles in there as well. Aubrey, not a great year for him to look bad, but good for us because it makes me feel better about not being able to afford them. Yearly awards, Dak all the way up to 6 now for MVP, which is an improvement. Defense Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, no. Defense Rookie of the Year, number 4, 6, and 7. Disappointment there. Best QB3, that's a Pro Bowl. Williams, number 4. Hopefully he gets a dev up from the touchdowns. Pickens at number 3, a lot of touchdowns. Hopefully he goes a dev up as well. BB at 5. Of course, Micah Parsons killing at number 1 as Araku, number 9. We have the linebacker not on the list. DB not on the list. Kicker definitely not on the list. But another playoff berth. Let's see if we can actually get to the divisional round this time. The Vikings, who we beat earlier in the regular season, are the team we're taking on now. We are slightly higher of an overall. Let's do it. I also doubt it, but it would be pretty sweet if Dak went up to X Factor. We could keep him around. That would be nice, because at this point, I think we're locked in with Dak, right? I can't restart. I mean, I could, but I don't really feel like restarting at QB for Season 3. But at the same time, after this season, unless we actually turn this around, they're going to kick a field goal. I mean, that is the smart thing to do. Oh, there's nobody on Tolbert. Just always look underneath, as we are going to be down to the 1. Wow. 4 interceptions for Dak Prescott. You are killing it, bud. You are killing, man. Jalen Tolbert is actually not bad. We do get the touchdown. We get the 2-point on top of it. And, yeah, maybe a good reason to go for the touchdown, as we give up a touchdown afterwards anyways. I mean, now you got to kick a field goal. 7-point game. Without the stop, you lose this game. So, I don't know what you do here. I mean, anytime you have a chance at mid-blitz, I think you take it. I mean, yeah, you gotta have to make a quick play happen here, fellas. You gotta get to this QB. He's in trouble. Fumbles the ball! Recovered! Don't know why he doesn't get up, but I'm pretty sure recovered by the guy that sacked him. That's Araku. I think just did it both. I think he did both. I think he got the sack and the fumble recovery. He did. Come on, Cowboys. I think you do just take overtime if you can. And they do get the touchdown. Wow, what a comeback. Unbelievable. 4th and 10, they punted as well. The offense scores a field goal here. They win. What a game. Honestly, what a comeback. 34-28. Sure, we had to convert on 4th and 5, but that's still beside the point. That's unbelievable. Dak throwing 4 picks, and we still win. 4 picks! How is he such a bot? Van Ginkel killed it too. 3 sacks. I keep forgetting about Jonathan Allen, dude. I hate the Vikings, man. Why are they so smart? As we're headed on to the divisional round, what are we looking at? The Niners. Oof, not an easy team. We have them beat technically, but it's literally the same overalls across the board. But for some reason, we get the nod for the green. We get the green light. Going to the end of the game. Come on, Dallas. I don't know if I love the playbook, though, I will say. I really don't know. It's weird because the Cowboys playbooks for a while in Madden were really good. Huge touchdown, but for them. But for me, they've never been good. As I say that, we're up by 10 now. And the offense is going to do enough. 31-21. That's a good performance against a really good defense, so fair enough. Say what you will. Just, I don't know. The numbers aren't great to me. They just aren't. Although the regular season numbers did look pretty good. Brock Purdy, what scheme are they running? 11 rushes for Brock Purdy. Jalen Tolbert was great. Will's allowing 3 sacks. Alfred Collins, man, he is really good in sim. Odigizua with a sack and a half. Ezra with 1. Ezra has been killing it 2, though, to be fair. We have Revel and Alton Johnson with interceptions. Nick Martin for them. Aubrey got one of his kicks blocked, which could have played a huge factor. Heading to the championship round, the Buccaneers. Let's see it. 12-5. They're not a bad-looking team. 88 overall. We have jumped to a 90, though. All right, end of the game. I think left to right is us. They do get a field goal. We get 7. Defense has looked a little shaky, too. I know they've made stops, but I feel like teams have been getting up and down the field on us very easily. It's just they kind of clutch up. Real bend-don't-break defense, if you will. Into the fourth quarter, up by 15. And that's what I mean, you know? Up and down the field, and then second half, slowed them down a ton, and then they just didn't score any points. We win the championship round, 31-16, as we're headed to the freaking Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield, 1. Javonte Williams, 82 yards with 2 touchdowns. Pickens, you know, some good numbers there. Tolbert's been just really killing it for us. Wirfs gave up 3 sacks. Wow, Micah Parsons is on another level. Damn. Who are we taking on? It is the Bills. No shocker there. Of course, like our side, the Giants sneak into the Super Bowl. Damn, must be an easy win for the Chiefs. We get into the Super Bowl, and it's like, oh, yeah, you just got to take on the Buffalo Bills. No worries there, right? You'll take them on. Oh, they just had the first-round bye. Big whoop. Like, please. Why couldn't they have thrown us like the Titans or something? I don't know. That's like the AFC's equivalent to the Giants, I suppose. Sort of, kind of. Let's take a look at the dev-ups, though. Dak is still a superstar. It's good, but, yeah, Pickens still a star dev. Ferguson is an 85 overall X Factor now, even though we're not going to be able to keep him, so that kind of sucks. Luafau is an X Factor. Graham goes to star. That's actually a pretty big dev up. Smith goes to star as well. Okay, so we had some pretty good dev ups. Sucks Jones didn't go up in dev, but other than him, I mean, these are pretty impressive, especially for Luafau, man. Going to X Factor as a normal dev, it's kind of impressive. Smith, let's take a look at the dev up. Star development rate. We're number 15. What are we doing out here? Oh my God, I hate the Chiefs and their number rule. Graham, 80 overall. Devontae Graham, he's an 80 overall, of course, looking pretty good, actually. Still, the DTs are concerning. Maybe that's what we focus on in the offseason. You know, obviously, even if we win a Super Bowl, we'll do another season. Don't know if we'll do a 4th if we win here, but maybe. We'll see. Here it is, though. The Buffalo Bills. 88 overall. I gotta say, though, not feeling very confident about this. The Bills and Sim are a problem as we drive all the way down to get 3. That was a long... It took like a whole quarter to get that. 10-7. Defense is doing really well. Need the offense to keep up. 24-7. 24-10. 24-7. Please, fellas! They're actually completely choking. Like, they're genuinely completely choking. Clutch defense. Offense... There you go. Come on, offense. Yes, that's the game, I think. I mean, from the 3, they should have taken the field goal, and they don't. We win a Super Bowl in year 2, 31-20. So we kind of had a good feeling that we were going to do well, right? I don't usually see the Cowboys win it, but they're in the playoffs and the Super Bowl a lot. It's usually like the Chiefs or the Bills. But they do get there a lot, and they do win it here and there. I expected, you know, with our direction as well, and adding Pickens, that we would do pretty well. Year 2, though, still good. Still obviously very, very good. Dak Prescott, he's a pretty high overall. I mean, he's going to regress a little bit again, but 88 overall can't drop much more than, 85 probably. But yeah, I mean, as far as the offseason goes, other than linebacker DT, I'm not sure what we're going to go for. Bobby Wagner, though, the decision to go for him, I don't know how big of a decision it was, but I imagine it definitely helped, right? This defense... It really shined in the playoffs. It really did. And I got to imagine Bobby Wagner was a pretty big part of that. Dak Prescott was obviously great. Rushing numbers, Javonte Williams, 65 yards and 0 touchdowns. Pickens, there you go. It's been pretty much Jalen Tolbert the entire way, but George Pickens killed it. He's like, I can get to a Super Bowl with this team. I'm going to win the damn thing. And he did. Pass rush, Bobby Wagner got a sack. Nice, big game there. Pass rush kind of struggled on our side. 0 interceptions, 0 missed kicks. It's a clean game from both sides. We just had more stops, had more scores. So we're going to go to the re-signings, which unless money shows up, I think we are losing Ferguson. Plus with his dev now, he's probably going to be asking for 15 per or more per year. Let's take a look at what he's asking for. Once again, X Factor. He's still pretty fair. Man, that's only 12 and a half a year. I'm going to try it. Okay, we're down to 12 mil. We'll see what we can do. Tolbert's a huge loss as well, but, Ferguson's a full-on, he is the number 1 type starter. It also does suck to lose the special teamers fullback and Who else was it that I was looking at? Joe Milton, the backup. But it's just the business. We're broke. Barely could afford the damn tight end. Looking at free agency, Shakir is a free agent, which he shouldn't be. X Factor, Phillips almost always a free agent. And that's basically it. Tolbert's getting some offers. Man, some of these contracts were super fair, too. We just ran out of money. All right, pick 32. Might be another case of trade down city, potentially. We had outside linebackers still focused because we still need a linebacker or two. This corner is going to be grabbed. Earl Stokes. And then, of course, we have Wilkins. The T might be worth grabbing because Odighizuwa's, not the best long-term guy. He's okay, but he's not amazing. And then, obviously, Jones is really not because he's, not developing at all. We don't even need the corner Stokes at all, but, you got a good-looking player that's freaking top 5. What am I supposed to do? Not take them? It's kind of a hard decision to make. It's going to be tough not to. I think we probably even take him right here. Fifth-year option him when we really need him. Maybe down the line if we can't afford Diggs anymore, somebody gets old, whatever. Earl Stokes, you can't pass on a top 5 or number 1 overall in general. He is normal development trade, unfortunately, but that's at least 77, 78. Could be like 85. It could be as high as, your numbers can count because obviously he's number 1, so he's the highest in the league, or in the draft at least. Then we go to the next round where we definitely need a linebacker. Problem is they're all outside linebackers. You could also argue to make an argument for one of the middle linebackers like Gomez, who's a 4.49er. He's not the best, but the speed, middle linebackers, those guys, the better chance at dev than anyone. I'm probably going to end up taking one of these guys, though. First things first, I think you take Wilkins. I think Potter is probably the best linebacker here, though. Yeah, I'm actually going to take Potter. Denario Potter, 18 true. Another normal, though. Man, that's really disappointing. Luafau might just be moving a middle linebacker in general. And then we simulate a little bit until we get Wilkins, maybe at like 6. And I got greedy. I just kept simulating because I was like, I just don't want to trade up. And here we are selling. Let's just go to 27. And with that pick, I suppose we are going to go Justin Gomez, 68 true talent. And as expected, hidden development trade. Of course, what a waste of a pick for that linebacker. Should have went with the gut. Maybe going forward we do. Because those middle linebackers, dude, their chance of hidden is so much higher. And it's probably just for the fact that EA's like, well, outside linebackers are all pass rushers. We don't want all pass rushers to be great. This guy's also super slow, but he does have that trucking stiff arm break tackle. Don't think he's probably worth it, though. But we had to trade a lot of talent off. This is a real risky... Well, I wouldn't say it's a real risky trade, actually, because we're moving up a whole round next year. We get a second-round pick for all of this, which I think is worth it. Kyrie Elam, he's a pretty good player in game. So, it's totally worth it. We get a second-round pick next year, trading off all of that and a couple of extra quantity picks. And then with this pick, I'm going to end up taking, I believe, Carney, because he's super fast. Not really even a super position we need, but might be our new slot wide receiver since we lost Jalen Tolbert. Oh, he definitely is. He's one of the superstar types. 99 speed at a 4.28, by the way. With 98 excel, 99 agility, 96 change direction. I'm not going to complain, but at the same time, I did not expect that kind of speed. I expected 70 overall normal, 97 speed. That's what I expected. We got a lot more than that. Let's take a look at the draft recap. Oh, 77 overall only. That's a little disappointing. He's still a really good player. I'm not going to complain about it, but that is still surprising, right? Number 1 overall. So this must have been kind of a weak draft class. We've got a lot of linebacker depth, but yes, not our best pick with Potter, and then obviously Gomez is the starter since he's better. He's literally hidden dev, star plus, pretty balanced as well. Whereas outside linebackers almost always going to get a guy with like 60 zone coverage, 47 man, star dev, nothing special, but not our best draft class. But we did end up getting that second round next year, and we got what seems to be a superstar dev, wide receiver 3. We're number 24. I hate it. As a Packers fan, it's killing me seeing Matthew Golden wear number... I should have checked his dev. Wear number 22. I just... Do what you want. Their lives. And thankfully, Shaheed is kind of pretty... he's decent. But, man, wide receiver wearing 22? Why, man? First round wide receiver since 2002, and we get a guy that wants to ruin the numbers. Could have played for the Chiefs. Wow, Dak actually dropped down to an 84. That's tough. Not in a good way either. It's like, it's a bad tough. Also, this is where we're going to have to enact one of the real life situations. It's not actually even that bad, even at 9 mil, but his dead hit in real life would be a 5 with a cap of 21. So yeah, obviously, especially since he's not even a starter for us, we would definitely get rid of him. Easiest way for me to do it, because it gets a little messy with all these bonuses, just to drop it to 5. Of course, that cap hit's crazy, but drop that to 5. Well, whatever, 498. Save a decent bit of money here, especially when it's like, yeah, 63 million. But yeah, Terrence Steele. We'll have to see if there's any other guys like that on the team, but I don't think there is. I think Terrence is definitely like the one. Like Odigizua might be up there as well, but we actually need him, so yeah, I'm not going to move him. All right, Season 3, coming off a Super Bowl win, flying high. I also did change the numbers. Booker already had 52, but changed the numbers to the accurate ones. Blue at 34, Revel at 27, Azaraku at 41. I believe those are the numbers that they're all going to be rocking in real life. Azaraku win, I don't know. But the team looks great, 89 overall. It's just defensive tackle. That's the only position that really needs an improvement at this rate. All right, we've got some problems, $58 million. Okay, it's not too bad, because there's not that many people to re-sign, actually. Guyton will be coming up soon, but for right now, we're actually fine. We'll just pay everyone, Tyler Smith and Javonte Williams, easy contracts. Overshown, he's a very good value, but we got to save money, so we're going to just do this thing. And you know what? We have $31 million after the contract, so I'll do a 1 year 4.5. If I can do a 1 year 5, I'll do it just to keep the depth. All right, head to the playoffs, and it's not looking good, let me tell you that much. And yeah, we go 6-11. I didn't actually check the scheme, but I don't think they can change it, right? Yeah, they didn't change the scheme at all. Sometimes when you get a new OC or DC, it does change the scheme on you, but even then, usually it doesn't. But we go 6-11 after a Super Bowl run, mind you. We won a Super Bowl last year. The team only got better. We retained everyone other than Wagner. That matters. I know we lost Tolbert. I guess Tolbert's that important. And yet we missed the playoffs. Dak was horrible. Okay, so I guess maybe the regression of Dak is catching up. I mean, we'll do one more season. Pickens got to be superstar this time. Guyton has been terrible this entire rebuild. He's given up, 41 sacks, I think it is? 28, 11... 30, 38, 39 sacks. Unbelievable. Pass rush wasn't even that good. I mean, the DTs were a little bit better, but who cares? Yeah, tough season. Tough crowd. We also got Aubrey back on a super cheap deal. He was only asked for like $2.5 million in the offseason. After the bid war was over. No for MVP, obviously. Dak was horrible. We do get Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year, which is nice, especially Defensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive doesn't matter as much because our guy's already superstar, but yeah, pretty bad year. Should have probably just ended it after that Super Bowl, huh? We have the Eagles and the Colts in the Super Bowl. Once again, just like I talked about it, of course, they get the Colts. We had to freaking play the Bills. But the Colts do win, so maybe not. Maybe it isn't a walk in the park. But we'll do one more season, see what we're looking like. Is Dak going to be like terrible? 82 is not great. Pickens does finally go to superstar. Williams is unfortunately still star dev, but yeah, Dak is really not looking great. 82 overall. I mean, this is really his last season of being at least okay. Defensively, Gomez is a superstar. Johnson's an X factor. Actually pretty impressive. Odigizua would probably be on his way out, so we're probably going to go for DT. X Factor for Johnson. Pretty impressive, like I said. But yeah, let's go into this final offseason. Final draft. Got that extra second-round pick. See what we can do with it. $31 million. Tyler Guyton now $19 million for a fifth-year option. Probably not worth it because his yearly ask is probably even still a little bit under that. Aubrey wasn't great. If he was, though, I probably would have re-signed him just because it's a last-year situation anyways. But let's go to free agency where we're unlikely to spend money. But Odigizua, I think, technically could be out. So if there's a DT here, we will go for them, I think. Aiden Hutchinson, we already got Azaraku, who's been playing pretty well. Vita Vea, not exactly a scheme fit, but I kind of want him. It's just not a guy that I've had a lot of times in our rosters. So I'm going to go for Vita Vea here and then probably just let Odigizua go. I think that's the move, as Vita Vea is now a Dallas Cowboy, 87 overall. Looks great, right? Not exactly the right scheme fit, but doesn't matter. Who cares? He's got a good pass rush. He's good block shed. I don't care. So his dead hit would still be $8 million. I mean, he had a pretty good year for us, so I'm just going to keep him on the roster and just let it be. Let it be. All right, so we're at pick 6 overall, and Longwell, one of the quarterbacks, just went. We had 2 quarterbacks. I didn't get to scout the other guy fully. I did scout him. I just don't know what his scouting is. Oh, 1 to 2. Yeah, I don't know if I go with that. But what am I supposed to... Man, these quarterbacks. Why do they have to be so ass? I have nothing but 2s and 3s. I forgot we were bad. You know, I didn't expect to be bad. This guy's pretty... I mean, Longwell wasn't much better, but this guy is pretty bad. His accuracies are decent. I'm just going to take him anyways. It's the final season. We need a future quarterback. 98 true. He is hitting, though. So even though it was kind of like one of those Daniel Jones level picks where you're just taking a guy because you really need QB and you don't have any other options, it actually does work out. So fair enough. Pick 6 in the second round now. I mean, at this point, definitely want Simpson, but we're not really there yet, are we? Burris, he's a 2 to 3. I don't know. I'm going to trade this down. Ooh, the Bengals are willing to, a couple of teams willing to give us a first round next year, which I get it because this is basically a first round pick. But I mean, any one of these teams that are giving us a first round could be bad next year. Do you risk the Rams? The Rams been pretty good in sim lately, but do you risk the Rams? I think that's the team, right? That's the one team. Their scheme is good though, but let's get a first round next year for the Rams. We're not going to actually use it, but just playing it how I would play it if we were doing another season. I think that's kind of the way to go about it. And then there's this tight end. I didn't, scout him. I scouted the third rounds and beyond because I didn't think we would go for a tight end. But Mario Harper, 4'6", 140, 34 true talent, normal dev, but he's a good one, tight end. So we got ourselves a decent backup. And now we're in the third round, even though we don't really need a DT. Obviously, Simpson with that round 1 grade, I'm going to have to take him. Probably another normal. We've been really unlucky with DT in this one. And now he actually is hitting. I mean, depending on that overall, he might actually start. Nah, he can't start, dude. It's the final year, and Odigizua had a good one. We trade all of this to move up with the Patriots to take a lineman. I just kind of want to future-proof a little bit, as, sooner or later, some of these lineman costs might be too much for us. There's a lot of linemen there, but I thought I had one guy I really wanted more than the others. Oh, my Lord, this is a nightmare to look at. I think it was Peters, though, even though he's more of a pure interior. I think he was the best. Hudson Peters, 50 true. Wow, that was a terrible pick. Draft recap, not even starting any of these guys, but 71 overall for the QB, definitely worth it, right? 71 overall hidden. Medium and short accuracy are actually great. Throw power is decent. They actually kind of just got themselves another Dak, right? Just a little bit slower, but very similar. Start of element trade, very similar, though. Tight end, 74 overall. He is normal dev, but still, he's a good player for sure. Route running's pretty clean across the board. Good blocking. And then we have the defensive tackle. That lineman kind of pisses me off, but Emmett Simpson, really good finesse. I mean, this guy's really solid. DT is not a problem anymore, I'll tell you that much. We've got a lot of depth there. Star dev, good player. I do want to see the other quarterback, though. I think it was taken by... Who was it? The Seahawks? It was the Seahawks. Longwell, 72 overall. Hidden dev as well. More balanced than our guy. Does have a little bit more speed. Tiny bit more throw power. But, the accuracies are a little more balanced. Dev, also star. So you can't really go wrong with either. All right, final year. We're going to keep the Cowboys scheme. But if we struggle, we'll just go Packers and just see what we can do with this final year. I think I already did the training camp. I don't know. I might still be able to do the training camp. He went up a bit because of the off-season workout stuff, which is pretty clutch because he's back to an 85 overall. Might be 86. Like I said, I don't remember if I did the training camp stuff. But the team looks great. It's a 92 overall, missing the playoffs, even with the worst scheme in the entire game, let alone the Cowboys, would be honestly bullcrap. Oh, things are bad. $31 million. You have Booker, Luafau, Revel, Guyton, BB, Ezeraku, Jaden Blue, Vita Vea. 31 mil to do that. So, thankfully we're only doing this final season. It would get real ugly. You got to go for the most important positions first. Edge rusher for sure. Linebacker, absolutely not. Booker, absolutely not. We just can't afford him. Revel, the price is too good not to. 5-year 32. Maybe Diggs is gone in the future. You lose a lot of linemen, though, unfortunately. And you just live to see another day, barely. And from missing the playoffs to bye week in the playoffs, the Dallas Cowboys have the number 1 seed at 13-4. No change to the scheme throughout this entire rebuild, offensive or defensively. Let's take a look at these numbers, see how we fared. Dak Prescott, pretty similar to most of his stats throughout this rebuild. Williams, great touchdowns, better than he's ever had. Lamb, back on top. Carney, pretty damn good. Pickens, disappointing. Same lineup as last year. Exact same positioning for the slot receiver, all that. But Pickens just did not have a good year. Ferguson, not a great year either. O-line, a little bit better from Guyton. Smith wasn't the best, though. Pass rush, terrible, dude. I don't understand how Micah Parsons just bad all of a sudden, but he is. Picks were low. Kicking was all right. Punting was all right. Disappointing on that pass rush side, though. Where's the pressure? And then we talked about it. Dillard is going to... His name was going to show up again soon, and there it is. He is MVP of the league. Unbelievable. The Rams are cooking up. Why did we get our first-round pick? We got him from the Rams, right? Why did we do that again? I completely forgot. We took... Yeah, that's a little bit of a dumb, huh? Oh, well. Into the divisional round already. Taking on the Packers. Are the Rams still in it? Probably, right? They are not. They lost right away to the Eagles, so okay, screw it. Packers are one of our other options too, so at the end of the day, maybe not the worst decision. Just a bunch of teams that were playoff bound that wanted to give up their first round pick. Here we go, end of the game, final season. I mean, this could be a lackluster one, even though we got that bye week and we're already in the divisional round. It would really suck to lose the first game, right? So let's hope the Cowboys can do something. The Packers have had some success against them in the playoffs, especially in their stadium. But so far, Cowboys are taking care of business. 45-24. They're going to win 52. It is rare to see 50 points scored by a singular team. 52-31, headed to the championship round. 6 touchdowns for Dak. Williams was not the best. Lamb was great. Pickens was great. Pass rush, only 1 sack, and it's Odigizua. 1 pick, it's Diggs. It's a good performance for the team, especially on offense. And here we go to the championship round. The Eagles. All right. NFC East representing in the Super Bowl no matter what. For actually, like, the 4th straight year. No? So you have the Giants, us, the Eagles, and then one of these 2 teams again. Impressive. NFC East cooking. Going to the end of the game. Left or right appears to be them, and it is. We get a touchdown. They did a touchdown back after, though. Another touchdown. A lot of scoring again. Defenses who are both supposed to be pretty decent, especially the Eagles, not really showing up. Huge touchdown to start the second half. It's a 5-point game. Philadelphia will score a touchdown. That could be it. 5-pointer. 7 minutes left. 4th and 14. They get the stop. 3rd and 12. 4th and 12. You got to go for this. They're saying to punt it. I get it. I mean, it's a field goal, so at the end of the day, if they can still not close the game out with a score, they have to get the touchdown if they want that. Please, Carney. And he's a yard short. He's a yard short. Oh, my God. Nothing to do with the throw or anything like that. We had to throw there, too, because I think the pressure was getting to us. Yeah, they were on us. We could not hold this for any longer. Any longer, we don't even get the throw off. Pickens is in front of the guy a little bit, but it needs to be a perfect throw because Blankenship's on it. Just, we need him to run through it, not dive through it. That could be it. Let's see it. That could be it. And the way they're moving the ball, this is exactly why we went for it, because we weren't getting the stop anyways. And the Philadelphia Eagles are going to end our run. But I don't think the Eagles have won a Super Bowl in this rebuild. Like, they're headed to one now, and they might win one now, but we still could be technically the better team of the 2, at least in this rebuild, because obviously the Eagles just won in real life, depending on how they play this, which we'll pay attention to. We'll take a look, but other than that, that's pretty much going to be the rebuild. Year 2 Super Bowl win is great. A lot of playoff success. Unfortunately, falling short there of potentially becoming a quote-unquote dynasty. And would you have it, the rematch everyone all wanted to see, the Eagles and the Chiefs. Pulling for the Chiefs here, obviously. And the Chiefs do win, so I mean, technically, Cowboys still had a better run. The money is gone, by the way. It is just completely out of here. But let's take a look at the team. Even Dak I'll look at, because, I mean, at this point, 35 years old, I'm shocked that he's still this good. Like, in the 90s for almost every rating, pass-wise. Didn't even lose that much this offseason. It's actually a pretty tame offseason. Then Javonte Williams, I don't know what it is. He has been developing in pretty much every rebuild we've done with him. I guess it's been all Cowboys rebuilds, hasn't it? And I love the way he's developed, though. 89 Juke Me was very good. 89 Stiff Arm is very good. 98 Trucking is insanely good. He is a really good balanced talent. Maybe a little slow, but, he gets the job done. Ceedee Lamb, 99 overall, obviously. Almost 99 in every rating that a receiver, cares about. Let's take a look at Carney as we look over to Pickens in a sec. Trayvon Carney, 82 overall. Short route's not the best. Medium route's okay. Then we look at wide receiver 2, Mr. George Pickens. 92 overall, 27 years old. Short route's a little iffy, but he's really good at everything. And obviously 91 speed's pretty good for a tall receiver. Jake Ferguson, a guy I did not expect to actually stick it out in this rebuild. Thought we'd have had to replace him, and no, he's an 89 overall X Factor. Never in a million years would I have guessed that, but here he is, exactly that. Offensive line, we'll look at Booker. I mean, there's some other guys that are obviously a part of the real-life line, but 88 overall, really good power blocking, and yeah, we're broke. We can't afford him, unfortunately. He's just gone. What was his seasons actually like? Because guys like Guyton were horrible. Tyler Smith had a pretty bad year, and yeah, for the most part, Tyler Booker was cooking. I mean, he gave up 11 sacks in 4 years, which for Madden is basically like 2 sacks in a whole career. Because you always give up sacks in Madden. You can be the greatest ever. We give, Trent Williams many times for us has given up like 8 sacks in a season, and it's just like, what do you mean, EA? You're so dumb. Great zone coverage, solid man from Johnson. Those safeties, though, they actually were pretty damn good draft picks. Especially, I mean, Smith, he came around 87 overall, started off as a normal dev, and now he's star. I mean, obviously now he had it before this season, but started at 87 overall safety, pretty good, and he's still young to develop. Graham, 86 overall, he's slowed down a little bit, but he's still obviously solid. Block shed's amazing. Coverage is pretty terrible, but as long as they're high overall, I think that's all that EA cares about. Luafau, a guy that we just could not afford. Most rebuilds, you're just not going to afford him, but he is really good, especially that block shed, high overall as well. And then Gomez, arguably the best of the bunch, because I imagine he's going to be field general, which he is, meaning that he's going to be very balanced, which he is. Very good linebacker. I think it's just 9 times out of 10, unless they're like, you can't miss top 5, you really should just go middle linebacker. It doesn't matter. Just go to middle linebacker, put him at outside if you need to. Deron Bland, obviously a very, very good corner. Good at man, elite at zone. And then I go to Pickens because, again, we still have that stupid thing where you want to look more at the defense and it just flips you back to the main offense. Why? I don't know. I just fix your game, please. Diggs, 30 years old, not the best in man, but great in zone. Had a couple of okay, seasons with some interceptions, but didn't really stand out crazy-wise. Revel, though, 87 overall as a number 3. What a guy. I mean, that's just a talented player. We signed him to a 5-year 32, I think it was. So, whenever someone needs a contract, probably Diggs going forward. That's who you replace, right? Micah Parsons, not even max, missing 3 run stopper, but he basically might as well be. Insane speed, great finesse, power move, block shed. Somehow, though, multiple seasons under double-digit sacks. I don't get that, but sure, we're used to it at this rate. And then as a rocket, we're not going to look at the DTs. They're regressed, if anything. Really good, obviously. Really solid. Actually did have a really, good 12.5 sack season at one point. Was pretty good in this rebuild. And that's pretty much going to be it. I mean, there's not really much more that we need to look at. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, Pkr Plays for non-Madden content. Been playing Oblivion. We had part 7 up yesterday, so check that out. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be that. If you have another idea or team you want to see for rebuilds going forward, let me know in the comment section below. I think the next one probably will be the Jaguars one. I did like a little bit of it already, so hopefully that's not too out of date, because I think Gabe Davis got released. He's in there, but we don't use him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. At least we didn't use him at the start. Now I'm going to use him. But yeah, pretty much it for that. And then as far as the relocation franchise goes, I don't know if the like goal was hit. Once again, if it was, I apologize, not going to have it up today, but we'll just do tomorrow if that's the case. But regardless, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, look at that retirement, by the way. Oof. See ya. And again, shout out to all the members of the channel. Truly do appreciate you guys a ton. If you're not already a member and you're thinking about becoming one, click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details will be in there. We, of course, do a monthly members-only rebuild the 15th of every month, which is coming up again shortly. So be on the lookout for that if you're a member already or you're thinking about becoming one. And regardless, member or not, appreciate you all for watching.